Hi everyone! Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. If you are new here, my name is Sandy, and on this channel we talk about all things interior design. If at the end of this video you like what you found here, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for new videos from me. I don't want you guys to miss any updates. This video is going to be part 2 of classes you take your second year, and last week I did part 1 of classes you take your second year. The first class I want to talk about are CAD classes, and that actually brings me into today's sponsor. BricsCAD is the sponsor for today's video, and I am first going to explain to you guys what CAD classes are, and then I'm going to go over how BricsCAD software can help you with your classes. CAD stands for Computer Aided Design. And in a series of CAD classes, you will learn how to make 2D and 3D modeling, models, drawings, renderings, whatever you want to call them, in this software for your projects. So if you're going to be doing a hotel project or a school or even just a house, you'll learn how to build out those floor plans and do all your different drawings that you need to do, like your elevations or sections, in the program, in the software, so that way you can then print it out and you give your presentations to the class, that kind of thing. To try and simplify this a little bit more, CAD kind of reminds me of Sims. If you guys remember the Sims video game, I believe it's still out and functioning, people are still building models, but you would build out a little home for your avatar, your little sim person, and that is basically what you do in CAD, just on a more detailed level. In CAD, you're going to be deciding where your electrical outlets are going and where your plumbing is going to be and where your heating and cooling systems are going to be. But in your Sims video game, you didn't really, worry about that. So let's go over why you even need to learn CAD. I had a professor explain it to me in a way that I thought was really great. She said CAD is the language of every other person that you'll be working with. When you're an interior designer, you do not work in a silo. It's a team environment. Even if it's your interior design firm and you're the only designer in it, if you have like a small firm, you still need to work with an architect, an engineer, a plumber, an electrician, a contractor, all these kinds of people. And all of these people will use CAD drawings and CAD software to communicate to you, and you need to be able to communicate in that language. So it's the language of design, and I thought that was a really great way to explain it. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys as well. But you want to speak the language of these people because they're going to help you build your buildings and do your renovations and all these drawings. You need to be able to understand when someone puts a drawing in front of you, oh, okay, this means that, and I need to put the electrical over here, and this is why this can't be here. I will not lie to you guys. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's super easy. It is not super easy. It is a very tedious and time-consuming software, which is why there are multiple CAD classes. I believe my school had CAD 1 and 2, and then you do commercial design and institutional design and hospitality design, and you use CAD in all of those classes as well to further reinforce the modeling software that you need to learn. And that brings me into the sponsor of today's video, BricsCAD. BricsCAD is a software that allows you to create 2D and 3D models that you can use in your projects. And it's not just for your projects. This is software that real people, thousands of professionals, engineers, architects, everybody is using out in the real world, and it is free for students. So if you are a student, you can actually go onto their website, go register your school and your student email and everything, and you can download the software for free. And as long as you're a student, it's continuously free for you when you renew your license for that software. And if you are new to CAD in general and have no idea what to click or how to get started, they have guided tutorials for you. I really love that part of it because the software, again, is sometimes a bit tedious to learn about and can feel a bit overwhelming. So those guided tutorials are going to be really key and super helpful in helping you progress and just feel like you're mastering the software. So what if you're not a student? What about those of you at home who are watching my videos and don't have a student ID or anything to register with to get access to this free software? They have an option for you as well. It's called BricsCAD Shape. BricsCAD Shape is free for everyone, not just students. I've talked to you guys about how rigorous it is to learn this software, but BricsCAD Shape is like an easier form of it. When I was playing around with it, I was able to build out walls, build out doors and windows, and you're just able to do those kinds of basic things to help you get situated and help you kind of start understanding what the software is like to play with and to use. And you can envision yourself kind of using it for your classes and those kinds of things. So for the space planning class I talk about in my previous video, Classes You Take as a Second Year Part 1, I talked about, again, the space planning course and about how you get 4 walls in the class and you have to build out all the inside walls. In BricsCAD Shape, you would be able to do that using this free program if you just want to play around with something, if you want to go online, pick a floor plan, figure out what the measurements are, put it in the system, start playing around with your own walls. You're able to do that with this entirely free program. And then if you're a student, you get access to the much more fully loaded side of it with all the plumbing, electrical, and all those other things. You get access to that free for students. I will include the link below of the link for students who want to download the program for free, and then the BricsCAD Shape one that's free for everyone and not just students. So I really hope you guys check that out because I think it's going to be really, really helpful for you. You asked me some tactical ways to get involved in interior design prior to actually going to school or prior to taking these classes. And learning softwares like this are really vital and is a really great way to get your feet wet before you even take the class. And side note, I'm talking a lot about software in this video with BricsCAD and other softwares you run into. If you guys want a video on specifically about different softwares interior designers need to know, from Photoshop to CAD software to other modeling software like Revit or SketchUp or those kinds of things, please let me know. I'd love to let you guys know what software you're going to need to know in school. And we could even, if there's a lot of interest, we could begin doing tutorials on how to build out a room and certain things. So please let me know if you're interested in that. The second class I want to talk about in this video is environmental design. Some of you might be wondering, what does the environment have to do with interior design? And the answer is a lot. A lot. In this class, I learned about so much jargon that I didn't even know about, like carrying capacity and heat island effect and potable water, all these random terms I'm gonna try not to spit out too much when I explain this, but please understand that interior design has a direct impact on the environment, and here is how. In environmental design, we learn about design's direct impact on the environment. For example, I think this is the statistic, but don't quote me on it. It's something like 40% of the CO2 emissions that are released into the air in the US specifically are from buildings. Just all the buildings that are just sitting there releasing CO2s just into the air. And this is based off the materials, the building materials that we use as outside for the outside of the buildings as well as for the inside of the buildings. And I mean, that's really significant, 40%. And we learn in the class, us as design professionals, us as designers or architects or engineers or whoever is involved in the building of something or the renovation of something, when we can learn to choose more sustainable materials, it has a significant impact on reducing the CO2s in the atmosphere and the amount of water wasted or anything like that. In this class, you learn about tons of different design organizations that are specifically related to being environmentally friendly. I'm going to have a video next week for you guys about specifically environmental organizations in general. I will go over some of the environmental ones, but don't forget to turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss next week's video about design organizations, because these are great ways for you guys to get involved, especially before you've even been in school, and a great way to get involved while you're in school. I talked about how if we as design professionals can pick more sustainable materials or things that are more helpful, then that could reduce the negative impact on the environment. It could be anything as simple as picking a high efficiency toilet that uses less water to flush, to installing solar panels, to installing lights that are motion censored. So that way the lights are only on when people are in the space. And if there's no one in the space, then there's no reason to have those lights on. I also want to warn you guys that as you learn about the environment and how buildings specifically impact it, you just kind of feel really sad. You're in that class and you're just like,
human beings are awful and we're all destroying the planet.
Aside from that, if you are someone who is really passionate about the environment and you're also passionate about the design, this area of design marries those two together very happily. You can go and get certifications in being specific that are specific to learning about environmental design and being accredited in it, so that way you'd be the go-to person anytime anyone wants to build a green building. So this class was super knowledgeable and really opened my eyes. It was insightful. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Insightful, not knowledgeable. Insightful into opening my eyes and to see how we as designers have an impact on the environment. The assignments for environmental design were mainly just lots of tests, lots of vocabulary, lots of tests, and then there was one presentation where we had to pick an environmental organization, and then you and a group or a partner had to explain what that organization was or what that political initiative was. For example, if someone in class got the Paris Agreement and you had to explain to the class what all these countries were trying to do together and what the Paris Agreement essentially was. The last class I want to talk about is residential design. That class is literally what it sounds like. Residential design is building houses, for anyone who does not know. It was super straightforward. In that class, we had one assignment. It was one class, not one class, one house. And you had to, and the class had 3 stories. Our teacher picked the style of the house. Ours was super contemporary. You had to build out a 3D model of foam board. I believe I have images that I think I posted on Instagram like a while back, like way back when I was building out my model. So I'll insert those next to me if I have them, and if I don't have them, then this is a blank space. In addition to the model, we had to have floor plans of every single floor, and then you had to have drawings of the house, how it looked like, I believe from the exterior and from the interior, and you just had to have a drawing for every single room in the house. So you had to pick which wall you were gonna draw, and then you had to have elevations of perspective for every single room in the house. And this took forever, you guys. Oh my goodness. It's a really intense class, and just be prepared for the time-consuming amount of it. The concept of learning the things in the class is not hard. It's not hard to, okay, this is a house. Okay, I need to have 3 floors. But when you actually have to draw every single thing and build out the model, it's super hard. When I say you have to build a model, literally you take the foam and you cut out every single window, every single door. For some people, you'll go as intense as building tiny little models of the furniture and making sure that your door can actually like go in and out, and it's not just like an opening. And some people would take plastic, like clear pieces of plastic, and you insert that where the window is supposed to be, so it actually felt like there was a window there. It depends on which level of tedious you want to get into and how realistic and nice you want this model to be. You, of course, would get a nicer grade if your model was more detailed, and a more average grade if you had a more average model. And that's a wrap for today's video, guys. If you liked what you found here, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button below, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss next week's video about interior design organizations that you should know about. And like I say at the end of all of my videos, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and marry me, you guys. All right, Beyonce said if you like it, put a ring on it. I say if you like it, subscribe, all right? This is my level of subscription to my channel, all right? You like it, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to keep watching some more of my videos and following me on Instagram, because I'm really responsive on there. A lot of the content that I make is actually inspired by questions you guys ask, so I love getting your questions and your feedback. Thank you, and keep watching some more videos.